Hi everyone, welcome to week 2. I know that week 1 had a lot of information and a lot of work that you were reviewing and going through in both the nation research assignment and then also your ethical approach. This week we continue to dive deep into global health and really start to uncover what the Sustainable Development Goals are, as well as ethics. We're going to continue with both of these. The first thing that I recommend doing is reading chapters 2 and 3, and then you will also have the associated quizzes that you'll need to complete. Um, for these, I would recommend, reading chapter 2 and then taking the quiz prior to reading chapter 3 and taking the quiz, just so that way you can really start to solidify that information that you're reading. I have also included 2 videos that I highly recommend that you watch. These are from an economist, Kate Raworth, and she can be found in places like the Freakonomics books. But she really starts to have that conversation about, how do we become sustainable? What does that economy look like? So this is going to be really helpful in understanding the Sustainable Development Goals that you will begin reviewing and identifying this week. So again, these 2 videos, they're not, there's no reflection or write-up associated with them, but this information is just going to help further your knowledge and really help you to, get through the signature assignment of these Sustainable Development Goals. So for your first major assignment this week, you will have it's called a hypothesis platform. So if you're not familiar with this, you'll be reviewing a PDF, but then you'll be able to mark it and make comments on it, and I'll show you how to do that. So this gives you a little bit more information about what a hypothesis is, what this type of assignment is, and this specific one, you will be looking at this information down here. So I'll try to put it all in the box. Okay, so you have these 4 things that you have to complete. So this first one is you need to pick a specific goal target that you think is most important in advancing or improving the following areas of global health. You can only pick one goal target for each of the areas below. So you will be looking at social justice, poverty, literacy, gender equality, reducing prejudice and discrimination, migrant and refugee health, and good governance. So these are the specific areas that you are looking at. And then in each of these areas, it will break down different goal numbers with a target number. So you'll see here 1.1 or 2.5. So what we're going to be looking at is you need to have 7 different points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need to create 7 different annotations, and you're going to be choosing which one in this PDF that I'll show you, which one is the most important to advancing or improving each one of these. Now, everybody's going to be different, but you need to create an annotation, and then you need to explain why. You need to justify why you think this is the most important one. So you, in the first line, name the area this goal applies to. So if it is applying to poverty, then you would write poverty. And then on the next line, explain why you think this is the most important goal target to improve the area you pick. And use what you've learned in the book as your basis for this work, and then also what you have gathered from the research you've done on different nations, and the 2 videos from The Economist. So you don't need to go into great detail. We're really just beginning to apply what you're learning and engaging in conversation with your peers. So you'll create annotations for all 7 of the areas. Then you will have to reply to at least 3 of your peer posts, or their replies on your post. So again, this is in a way that enhances the conversation and moves it forward. I don't want any, great job, Wow, good details, but you need to really, really have critical thought and make me understand how the conversation is moving forward. Okay, so we'll click on this and I'll show you what you'll be looking at. So it will take you to this PDF. And so you'll find all of the different goals. Okay, so goal 1, end poverty in all its forms everywhere. And then you'll highlight, oh, and you'll annotate. And so poverty is my first line, and then you justify it. Why this is going to be the best in advancing or improving this specific target area. And so you would post, I'm not going to do that, but you would post it here and then everybody else can see that too. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel. So this is a very long document and there's one for each area, each target area. So again, you should have 7 plus 3 replies to your peers. So every single person should have 7 original comments and then 3 responses. So you should have 10 different annotation posts. Okay. So we'll go back to week 2, and your final part is to really start to look at the different ethical approaches. So in here, you'll click on this ethics module and you're going to start to define the major orientations to analyzing ethics and, categorize the major questions used to differentiate the types of orientations. So last week you started to look at different approaches without being specific as to how that was labeled, but this week you're going to really start to look at what those different ethical viewpoints are. So it will go through each one of these, and it will be your responsibility to review each one of these different viewpoints so you can begin to understand that. And so for this, start working through the content. It is required by the end of next week. So it should take you 1.5 to 2 hours to get through all of that. But you have this weekend, next week to review it all. Okay, so that is week 2. Let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to, reviewing your work, and have a great week, everyone.